Welcome to this week's episode of Called to Chaos.
Hey guys,
How are you doing this week, Barbara?
doing good. I've had better weeks, but
Yeah, you've had a tough week.
it's been a tough week. But I'm good. Today's Friday. It's our day off, so it's always a great start to a new week.
That is.
Yeah.
All right. So we always start with our most chaotic moment. What's your most chaotic moment, Barbara?
I was going to use something else, but really funny. Just now, literally just now, we were going. So we record in my house, and so there's like an office room that we set up. So we're like, okay, we're just gonna take it all down to our shop. We have like a barn dominium type shop. And so then we don't have to worry about kids or dogs or the
Cleaning people.
the cleaning people who came and get everything down there. We get all ready and we sit down and we press record. I'm like, oh yeah, we don't actually have internet service out here. We usually use our hotspots on our phone. And it usually works fine for our computer that's out there that we do things on. And yeah, so it didn't work.
It didn't. And we got 10 minutes into this
Yeah.
episode and it said, error.
Cannot connect. And so we had to move everything back up to the house. So here we are.
Yeah. So if you're watching this on YouTube, all of this, the mics,
Yeah,
the chairs,
the photo,
all of this, we moved it down there.
Yeah.
And then we have now moved it back up here.
So here we are.
That was pretty chaotic.
It was. What about you?
So my most chaotic moment, I'm going to have to rewind a little bit and talk a little bit about like a backstory so
Yeah.
everybody can get the full
picture.
Full picture.
Yeah.
My son, Daxton, he's 11 and he's been playing baseball since he was 3. Back then it was called blast ball, but he started blast ball at 3 years old. And for several seasons, I can't tell you how many exactly because it was a lot. He was on a team with the same kids, the same coach, the same parents. Your son, Nate, was on that team with him. And this past spring, wait, no, it was in the fall.
Yeah.
After the fall season, the coach decided to take that team to a tournament team instead of playing with our local youth association.
Right.
And so that meant weekend tournaments and monthly payments. And so Gary and I had just decided that that didn't fit our family's lifestyle because we work weekends and I didn't want to miss everything he did. And then also financially, it just didn't fit the budget. So we were on the hunt to look for another team for him. And there was a coach that I mean, if you can scout 11-year-olds, there was a coach that had been scouting Daxton apparently that Gary had met at a few of our other season games that had reached out to him and just said, hey, I'd really love to have Daxton on my team. And this coach also was going to be doing a tournament only team.
Right.
But had made the decision to also play league ball. And so they asked if Daxton would at least be a part of the league with that team. And so we were like, sure, we want him to play. At least we know, this coach has some experience. And so we said yes. Signed him up for that team, and we were going to be playing in a league that is brand new to our city. We used to have this thing called Big League Dreams, and they've redone the whole place.
Yeah, they've renovated all of it
into this whole thing, and they were going to be hosting their own league, which was going to be more for travel teams who wanted to play during the week to keep their reps up. And so that's what we went with. We registered him for it, paid for it, all of the things, and then once practices had started, we got notified by our coach that they decided to cancel the league.
That's wild to me.
And at that point, MYBA, who we normally played with, had already closed like probably a month or two prior. And so we were like, well, what do we do now?
Yeah.
And so we had just decided that he would continue practicing with this team. And if a tournament worked out to where I already had that weekend off, or if it worked out to where he could be a part of the tournament, we would just do that. And so some of the tournaments do line up with things that work for him, but he's not getting the same amount of playing time in. And as far as, we used to have 2 games a week.
Right.
Now it's 1 weekend every 6 weeks, it feels like.
Just practices. Right.
And so we just looked on the website where we normally play, and it said they had 1 more opening for an 11U team, and we registered him. Hey, more reps. Well, fast forward to yesterday, Gary calls me in the morning and says, I just got a call from the team mom from the team that they placed Daxton with, and there's a game tonight. And I was like,
Cool.
great. I didn't get any details. I was busy at work, but then I'm over here at your house
Yeah.
talking to you on the patio, and my older son, Kason, had picked up all of our kids
Mhm.
and brought them here. And I had no idea that Daxton got out of the car and stayed here.
Right. We were like, "Wait, he's here?"
Yeah. And so Gary calls me and he said, hey, where's Daxton? We got to be at the field at 5:30. It's 4:50.
Yeah. Yeah, literally.
I live about 15 minutes
Mhm.
from here. The field is about, or the fields
Mhm.
are about 20 to 5 minutes with traffic from where our house is.
Right.
And so it was a mad dash. Daxton, let's go. We got to get out the door, got to get home. You got to change, you got to get a snack, and then we got to get to the fields to
Yeah.
play on this team that you
I have no idea who these people are.
no idea who these people are.
Yeah.
So that was very chaotic for us.
Yeah. I just had to laugh because Dax comes out of Nate's room and Helen's like, "We gotta go. There's a game. You're gonna be playing a game tonight." He goes like, "Wait, what? I'm playing a game tonight? With who? And where? And what?"
Yeah.
But he just like
He
went
had
with
no
it. He just went
He
with it.
did. That kid has some adaptability, I tell you, that I wish I had. Because when we arrived, we were about 10 minutes late. We got there about 5:40. The game started at 6, and he walks into the dugout like he's done it multiple times with this team before, grabs the jersey from the team mom, grabs the hat, puts it on, gets his mitt, goes out and starts warming up. And I'm just like, who is this kid?
Right.
What is going on? And so, unfortunately, this team has a lot of players that have
Never really played before, right?
never played baseball before. And so some of them have, but the coach has, he coaches for the Rangers Youth Academy, which
Mhm.
is, it's a really cool, I
Like
don't know,
organization
it's an
type thing.
organization that
Yeah.
like, it's free to softball, baseball players. It's like 5-week camps that they go to, and it just really sets them up for success and gives them training that ultimately they may not have had the
Opportunity to
opportunity
do. Yeah.
to do before. And so that's really cool. And the coach was very excited to have Daxton because he's like, outside of my kid,
Yeah.
I
It
don't,
sounds like he kind of just stepped up to coach the team with the needed coaches, which is
yes.
great.
Yeah. And so we were out there, and it definitely looked like multiple children on this team hadn't played baseball before, and that's fine. And Daxton just did what Daxton does and encouraged them. And you could hear him doing like the field talk that
Yeah.
they don't know what to do. Let's go. It's at third. All right. Any base,
Yeah.
first base. And he did really good. I
Uh-huh.
was really proud of him. And on the way home, it was super funny because he said, or when as actually once we got home, he said, well, now I get only one day off a week from baseball, Mom. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, this team practices Monday, Tuesday. We have games on Thursday,
Yeah.
Saturday. My other team practices on Wednesdays. Yeah, I only get Fridays off. And I was like, well, hard work pays off, bud. He said,
Mhm.
yeah, and I got to go to these practices for team chemistry.
That is wild.
I said, where did you hear that? He said, I don't know. I mean, I've heard coaches talk about it
Yeah.
before, but
But the fact that that kind of stuck,
yeah,
you know,
right. So, all
it
right,
just
kid.
shows that he's relational, though.
He is. He gets that from me, but he's just such a different kid, in a sense that like he's got all the things that I wish I could have had at that age, but I definitely some of them I still don't have at this age.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you
But
gotta
it's
love
cool
it.
to watch your kids do something that you wish, that you couldn't do or didn't do.
That I didn't. Yeah, I didn't have the skills at
Yeah.
11 to be able
Yeah.
to
Same with some of my kids.
adapt that way. And I mean, he's
Which
the
is,
only one
yeah.
out of all four that I think maybe my oldest. I think
Yeah. I feel like Ty does pretty well.
she's pretty adaptable too. I think the oldest and the youngest,
Yeah.
they've got that, but my two middle ones, they're a lot more like me.
Hmm. Yeah.
And that's
That's
okay.
okay. Exactly. Yeah.
But
That's really cool.
I love him. He's a breath of fresh air sometimes.
Hmm. It's good to have
It
for
is.
sure.
It is. All right. So I think last week's episode, or for a lot of you, I mean, it just was out today for us.
Yeah. We
But
just went out today.
it was heavier, a
Yeah.
little bit more on the grief side. And I know you've had kind of a difficult week. And so we just want to keep this one light and airy and fun. And so if we sound like we're a little all over the place, or if our topics are just
Yeah.
random, just go with it. All right.
It's because they are.
They are.
We just want to have some fun today and talk about fun topics.
Right. And our brains are almost all over the place all the time.
Yes.
So you're just kind of getting a peek inside of what that's like.
Yeah. And to be completely honest, as when you're in ministry, the 2 biggest holidays are Easter and
Oh, yes.
Christmas. And Easter is literally around the corner. And
Mhm.
so we are hyper Easter right now.
Mhm.
And so lots of planning for Easter and things like that for all of our families and people to come to our campus, which is super exciting. But our minds are pretty full of that. So we need to have a little fun. We decided to have fun on the podcast. We're actually going to go on a double date tonight and have some fun, do an activity with our husbands they don't know yet.
Which we can talk about it
Yes.
because they're not gonna hear this
They won't hear
before.
it. Yeah.
And so it was actually Barbara's idea. She was like, "What if we do a double date
Yeah.
on Friday?" And I was like, "Let's do it," because I haven't done anything date-wise really
Yeah. In a while.
intentionally
Yeah.
in a while, and so I was like, "Let's do it. What do we think we should do?" And so we just started ideating and thinking about something we could do to surprise them
Yeah.
that they would actually enjoy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so,
So we're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to
yeah.
do a little activity. We're going to take some pictures and we'll post some of them.
Yeah, we'll put it to our stories so you guys can
Yeah,
see.
and we could also post the link of the place that we go to if you're in the area. They're actually everywhere that I've
I do
noticed.
think that they are
Yeah,
several bigger cities, I
several
feel like.
biggest cities, a place called Activate, and it's like games, like competition games that you actually do,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we've gone there as a team, a staff team before from our church, and it's a lot of fun. So there's like you got to dodge lasers in one of
Yeah,
the rooms, do like a memory of pushing buttons in another room. What the hopping on
like the colored
the
square.
colored
Yeah,
squares and staying on those, that one. So it's just a bunch of fun stuff,
yeah.
active, and then
Something
we'll go
that
to
we don't
dinner.
typically do for a date night,
Right.
and then we'll go somewhere fun for dinner afterwards. But just have some fun together. They don't know about it, which is even more fun because they hate that they don't know about it,
Yeah.
especially your husband. He's
He's
like, I
asked
don't like surprises. I'm like, well, I guess you're gonna get over it.
literally. He's asked 1,000,001 questions. He said, "So where are we going?" And I said, "I can't tell you, it's a surprise." "Okay, well, what time?" "I can't tell you that either." "What do I need to wear?" "Can't tell you that either."
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not giving you any hints. Just go with the flow here.
Yep. I'll just give Matt the address because he'll want to drive and say,
Well,
this is where you're going.
and then he said, "Well, does Matt know?" And I said, "No, Matt doesn't know
Nope.
either."
Nope.
And
Doesn't
he
know either.
said, "Who planned this?" I said, "Barbara and I both did," because he automatically was
Assume.
assuming that it was just you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Because
what he doesn't know
mhm,
is that we did this together.
we did. I was actually really proud of Helen because she doesn't typically like plan the thing. She gets overwhelmed by it.
I don't know how.
But you do. That's the thing. So she was like sending me all these ideas. I was like, this is not my friend actually planning something, is it? I was like, oh my gosh.
So
It was so great.
I think what happens is when I try to plan something, whether that's for me and Gary or for a friend, or anything, kids, any of it, it becomes overwhelming because it's like, well, is anybody going to like it?
Hmm.
Or is the person I'm
Right.
planning it for actually going to enjoy it? And then that like starts
That
this
pressure.
rabbit hole in my brain of what if they hate it? Then
Yeah.
what's the point? And then that gives me anxiety. And then the thought of like going somewhere new by myself, like not by myself, even though I'm with my husband,
Sure.
but somewhere new where neither of us have been and neither one of us know what to do
Hmm.
kind of gives me that social anxiety where I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
want to go somewhere
Yeah.
new. But for some reason, if I'm going somewhere where I've never been with somebody else, where
Right.
it's like there's multiple of us
Yeah.
who have never
It's
been,
a little less scary.
it's a little less scary. And I can't explain why.
That
But
just makes sense though. It's like you have power in numbers, right?
that's
And
true.
so and plus we have that kind of relationship too.
Yeah.
I think maybe even if you were going with a couple that you didn't really know well, you would still feel maybe the same way.
Yeah, that's probably
You know what I mean? And so because we're so close and I am the emotional support friend,
true.
then you're like, let's go.
Literally. Which we touched on last episode.
Yeah.
We should probably talk a little bit about
Yeah.
that because that's kind
For
of funny.
sure.
I definitely call Barbara my emotional support friend because there are so many things that like she genuinely just makes easier for me. And not in a sense that I couldn't ever do any of this stuff on my own. I just feel like that sometimes, or it's
Yeah.
easier with her. And so we kind of talked about how I got my first mammogram because
Yeah.
she was going, and next is our dentist appointment.
Yes. We went to the eye place.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
loved it.
We went to the eye doctor because I was like, I have a checkup soon. She's like, I haven't been to the eye doctor. I don't know how many years. I was like, maybe you should probably come with me. Let's
I
go.
literally hadn't been since I was 17.
Yeah. Fortunately, I'm so jealous, but her eyes are like still great. I'm like, whatever. But
They are, which is wild because I mean, I guess it's age. Like
yeah,
they don't eye doctors don't look for something wrong with your eyes just because you're getting older. Like they're looking for
no.
the deeper things. But it's like I do have to like hold my phone out like this.
Yeah, you do get readers, but you just don't wear them.
Yeah, I don't ever because I forget I have
Yeah, I
them.
was like, you should wear those. But yeah, we went to the eye doctor together for the first time. So that was good. She's very brave.
Yeah. I and just doing anything. So I feel like I can go to, a store that I've never been to or a restaurant I've never been to or do an activity I've never done if Barbara's there with me.
Yeah. And she doesn't ask questions in stores
I
either.
don't.
I'm like, let's ask where this thing is. And she's like, you can. I'm like, okay.
While I run and hide and pretend like
She'll
I'm
even
not
get
there.
anxiety with like when I'm actually asking.
Mhm.
I'm like, what is wrong? Like, I don't know. Like, it's gonna be okay.
I've done some deep thinking.
Okay.
I think that I've probably been reacted to in
I
a
bet you have.
negative way
Yeah.
because of asking in a time when I was more brave or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I think it comes from that. I don't want to inconvenience anyone. I think I'm a people pleaser.
Hmm.
And so going to a store and asking where something is feels like I'm inconveniencing someone.
Yeah.
And that inconvenience will make me feel like they are judging what I
Yeah.
oh, why is this woman asking me where this is? Just go find it yourself, which to a lot of people doesn't feel like a big deal.
Yeah.
But to someone like me who unfortunately has been wrestling through like thinking about caring about what
Yeah.
other people think of me and being a people pleaser and all of those things, it just feels a lot heavier.
Yeah. I think the difference between for me is that um I feel like maybe in your childhood, I know mine for sure.
Hmm.
Like so like a somebody was close to me made me feel stupid when I asked a question.
Mm-hmm.
Or just like, why would you ask that? Or that's not important. Like,
Hmm.
even though it was important to me, they made me feel like it wasn't important. So that made me not feel important. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's a cycle that happens.
Hmm.
So I think I am similar to that when it comes to people I'm close to,
Hmm.
maybe at work or my husband or what my parents, whatever. I'm more apprehensive and get a little more anxiety about asking those kind of questions because
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
But I can separate that. Maybe you're just having a harder time separating it. Like at stores, I'm like, that's actually their job. Like they're actually getting paid to help me
Right.
to know where to find things. So that's where I'm like, that's their job. That's who I'm supposed to ask.
Hmm.
And so I'm not afraid to ask about where something is or how I could do this, like, because that's actually what they're getting paid to do.
Yeah.
So I think it's like separating that maybe. I don't
I
know.
need to learn that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you think a little deeper about it.
But also like returning things.
Yeah.
I don't return anything.
She doesn't. I return everything, y'all.
My husband returns. I will text him or call him if I'm thinking of purchasing something that I don't feel like trying on. And I'll be like, so if I buy this and I don't like it, will you return it for
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
And he'll be like, do I have a choice? Can I say no? And I'm
Yeah.
like, not really.
I've only got her to try on one thing, I think, since we've been
I
friends.
hate trying
And
stuff on.
I was like, you have to. Like, this is a boutique. Like,
Oh yeah, that's right.
it was for her birthday. And I
Mhm.
said, this is like not an option. Like, you're going to have to go try it on to make sure it fits because there's like not really a return policy.
I forgot about that.
Like you can get store credit. Well, that's not what we want.
No, I
Like,
want my
I want
money
you to go
back.
make sure it actually fits in that you love it because I know her. She'll like buy it. And then I don't really love us to go buy something freaking else and like stop wasting your money. Like, go try it on the first time. But
I
yeah,
hate trying.
I know. I know.
I don't even know why I hate trying things on. I think it probably comes back to having to ask somebody for like the fitting room key.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Can you let me in the room to try this on?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
I hate trying on because it takes time and effort, but I don't like spending money something that's not going to
That's
fit
fair.
right because then it just takes me more time, more effort, and like, ugh.
Well, that's honestly why I choose to purchase most things online.
Yeah.
But the problem with online shopping is it's very impulsive.
Mm-hmm. We get in trouble.
I have lots of impulsive
Yeah, she
purchases
does.
online.
She does. Like Ellen.
I can't even talk about my most recent one because it's so embarrassing.
Oh, was it the vacuum?
No, I want that so bad, and I'm
Okay, good.
so mad
Phew.
because that darn vacuum is now back up to full price,
You're supposed
$599.
to be on a budget.
I know, but it was
I know, but
$350.
you're supposed to be on a budget. So what was your last one that you're embarrassed about? Did you go over budget? That's the
I didn't go
question.
over budget, it's just what it is.
What is it?
What I'm wearing right now.
Oh. Oh my god. Now you have to tell people what you
I know, and I
bought.
have to, like, if I don't, it's not my shirt, it's not my jewelry.
Please tell.
Okay, I don't even know how to say this. So, hmm, I've lost some weight, which is a
Mhm.
good thing to some people. I had been
Yeah.
attempting to lose weight because after losing my mom,
Yeah.
I comfort ate all the things. And I got to a point where I think I saw myself on stage during one of our events with you, and I was like, "Nope, I've gone too far.
Yeah.
It is time to reel it in."
Mhm.
And so I went on this trail of losing some weight, and I've lost weight, and I'm very happy with my weight loss. However, a lot of my clothes are too big.
Yeah.
A lot of my jeans are too big because of, unfortunately, the genetics in my family do not allow me to have a bum.
Yes.
I have no bottom. I have nothing back there. It's just flat. So I did buy like a pair or two pair of jeans that actually fit me. I'm wearing a pair right now. However, most of them are too big. And in order to be able to wear jeans that are too big for you, there's got to be a way to hold them on that it allows them
Yes.
to not follow down. And
You
I'm
need
not about belts.
you need some butt.
I need a little booty. And so I purchased on Amazon butt pad underwear. They are a look like a normal pair of underwear
Mhm.
for women, but they have a little padding in the booty.
Yeah. Gives a little something, something.
So it helps hold up the jeans. And so while that it was an impulsive purchase, I was desperate.
And you've worn them multiple times.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
At least I didn't have to purchase 10 pairs of new jeans.
Right. Yeah, it makes total sense.
And so it's very embarrassing. But my
It's
husband's,
but let's just be real. It's real.
yeah. And
Just
my husband was making fun of me because I put them on and then he like pinched. And I said, nobody's touching it. Nobody knows what it feels. It doesn't matter what it feels like. Just matters what it looks like.
That's right. That's right. Don't be touching me.
So that was my most
You can
recent.
touch me, don't make fun of me.
Yeah.
Like, you can touch me, that's fine, but don't be making fun of me.
I actually told one of our teammates yesterday that I had done that. I said, I've got to tell myself, here's the situation. And she goes, wait, can I touch it? And she pokes it. And we have cameras in our campus. And she was like, well, I wonder if the cameras are
Yeah.
going to be like, what?
What is happening right now? What is actually happening right now? That is so funny.
What was your most recent impulsive purchase?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, it's hard to think because I've been trying to be so good. Being on a budget,
You
like I've
have
had to
been
been
good.
really good. I've had to be really, really good. I don't even know, which is so sad. I feel like I need to go make one right now. Like, Lord. Uh,
I just got a call from Nyla Faith right before this. It was Kaysen. They want something.
of course they do. Let me look at my Amazon. I need to see what my last impulsive purchase was. Because honestly, before budgeting, I could have a ream of things. But now that we're budgeting, I have to like, especially since budgeting was my idea,
It was
like
your idea.
I brought it up and I'm like the stickler to it. So I kind of have to be the one that sticks to it, which we are. We're doing a very
Doing
good
a
job
really
at it.
good-
But man, sometimes it really sucks a big one. Yeah. I don't really have any like,
I'm so proud, honestly.
I think the last things that I bought were like stuff for the house. Like I bought some pillow covers for the living room. Like one of those things Matt's like, we do not need pillow covers. I'm like, yes, we do.
Well, because you know what husbands don't understand,
They don't understand how much it brings me joy.
right? And how what our environment looks like creates peace in our brain.
Exactly. And the rug in our living room, like it was a big rug. So that was probably my other one that was really actually technically before budgeting. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I've been really good about it, even though it's kind of caused me some anxiety because I need some retail therapy.
Retail therapy is my favorite kind.
Mhm.
I do a weekly trip to Marshall's. If anybody is familiar with Marshall's or Home Goods,
Mhm.
I go there every single week, at least once a week.
She does.
I don't always purchase.
It's just like the browse.
Yeah, I just love the way
Have
it
you
makes me
ever gone and
feel.
not bought something?
Yes,
Oh,
I have.
okay.
Last week I went and didn't buy anything.
Okay.
I just they Marshalls and Home Goods are a constant flow of
Yes, it's always different, which is why I like it.
things. And so I'm always just going in there to see what's new.
Yeah.
And whether it's our Marshalls is connected to our Home Goods. So
Yeah.
it's like double whammy. I can go
Right.
look at shoes and clothes and hair and all the things.
And then home stuff at the same
And
time.
then I can go over to the other side and look at home stuff.
Yep. I know it's glorious.
It's we should
And
go
it
right now.
is we should. We literally should. It's just kind of like it's like going through Target, right? You know how people live and talk about like just man, just a walk through the Target aisles with no kids or anybody with my Starbucks in my hand. It's just therapy. It's very similar to that.
Did you ever go to Target with your children
Oh yeah.
and back when our Target had the popcorn
Yes.
and I would get the double buggy,
Mhm.
like
Yep.
the buggy with the seats for the
Yep.
kids and put them in there and then give them the popcorn and just you guys eat this
Yep.
popcorn and drink these ices and I'm just gonna pretend like I
Yes.
have $1,000,000 and I can buy whatever I
Yes.
want.
Yes. Yes. There's like popcorn literally everywhere, all over
Everywhere.
the cart, the floor. You're trying to like pick it up as you're going down the aisle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I
Do you
was
remember they also had my favorite was always like they had Pizza Hut in there. So they had the
oh, they did.
breadsticks.
They had the little pizzas, the
Yeah, and the
little
breadsticks were always my favorite. So I'd get the breadsticks to get them the popcorn, and we were having a day.
and now it's Starbucks.
Yeah.
And my kids are all old enough that they want the
Mhm.
Starbucks.
Yep.
And that's a little more expensive than
It's a
popcorn
lot more
and
expensive. I'm like, "You
pizza.
want it? Okay, do you hope you have your money with you because I'm not buying it."
I'm not buying your Starbucks
Right,
today. I'm
exactly.
not even buying my own Starbucks
Yes,
today.
we're on a budget.
I feel like that reminds me, or we should talk about some embarrassing things that our kids have done in the
Oh my
past.
gosh.
And so I'm going to let you go first because I don't, I got to figure out how I'm going to say mine.
Yeah. So the first thing that comes to mind, I tell people this story all the time, and Ella, I always tell Ella too. She was in 2nd grade. So Ella's in 2nd grade. She's my first kiddo, so she's the oldest, and we're just walking through this kid thing for the first time. And they're in class talking about I think what they did over the weekend or
Mm.
something. I don't remember what time it was, but and our teacher was saying how she went to a really great Mexican restaurant and that back then it was called something different, but she named the name of the restaurant and just talk about how great it was with her husband for dinner and all these things. And Ella knew the restaurant because we'd been there. And so she raises her hand in front of the entire class, Miss Davis, Miss Davis. And she was like, "What, Ella?" She said, "My mom loves that restaurant because they have margarita flights."
Oh,
Literally. And I was like, she said, "What?" I was like, "Okay, great." The great thing about it is me and her teacher had built a relationship. And so she just died laughing. She's like, "I had to contain myself in front of the entire class and just really just veer the conversation to something else
yeah.
very quickly." But her teacher's like, "So do I."
Yeah.
So that was really like when I heard it came back to me and I was like, "Oh my gosh."
Well, I could imagine some of those conversations, like kids that heard that. Mom, somebody in my class today
Right.
said something about a
What
margarita
is
flight.
that? Like, yeah. The parents are probably like, "Where's that at?" Like, remember what she said?
What restaurant was it?
It was one in Arlington, like it's by Mama Cuca's, but it was a smaller little restaurant, Mexican
Oh,
restaurant
so
over
it's like
there.
not there anymore?
It's a different name now.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was really good.
That's so funny.
Hmm.
Good job, Ella.
Yeah.
Well, how old is 2nd grade?
I mean, Hayden's 8. He's in 2nd grade now.
Okay.
So,
Completely innocent.
yeah, oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If my senior in high school said something like that,
Right. Right.
I'm like, you're trying to sabotage me.
Exactly. Yeah, she was just my mom loves that place too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah.
Well, I love Mexican restaurants mostly for the chips and
Mhm.
salsa or guacamole, but you're allergic to,
I am.
unfortunately. Okay, so to give context, I feel like I have to give
I know.
context to all of my things today, but to give context to my most embarrassing moment, let me just preface this with saying I was taught that you should always tell your children the real names of their body parts
Yes.
because if anything ever happened, only the real names of private body parts
Right.
would hold up in court.
Right.
And so I did that with my children. Well, maybe not my oldest, my two oldest, but once I got to Nyla Faith, I did because she was my little princess. I
Mhm.
had miscarried twins right before her. I had a very high risk pregnancy and then an emergency C-section. And so I protected her in a little bubble where
Yeah.
it was just really about if anything could ever happen to her, I'm going to prevent it.
Yep.
And so that also included I'm going to tell her the proper names of her body parts. I'm sure you all can guess what body parts I'm meaning.
Yes.
And so Dax, fast forward to she's probably 3 at this point, and I take her and Daxton, who was probably 1 at the time, to a children's resale store in our town, and I'm just browsing, and they have this little area for kids. So it's like a confinement area where they're safe. It's like a
Yeah.
big giant playpen. There's toys and chairs and stuff in there, but there's also a TV that they can watch like kid videos on. And so I just stick them in there and I say,
Right.
Nyla Faith, you and Daxton have fun in here. I'm going to go browse.
Right.
And there were a couple other parents in the store and their kids in there as well. Now, Nyla Faith struggled with eczema
Mhm.
as a child,
Right.
a young child. She had eczema and she had it in the what's the word? Like the folds of her arms and
Yeah.
her behind her knees
Yeah.
mostly. And sometimes her eczema would have little bumps. And I'm telling you all of this ahead of time so that when I say what I'm about to say, you
It makes
don't
sense.
just
Yeah.
freak out. But she yells across the store, Mom, the bump on my vagina hurts.
Oh my God.
And I walk over as fast as I can to this little kid area. And I said, what do you mean? And she points to the fold of her arm and she said, right here, it's hurting.
Oh my gosh.
And so very loudly, I say, Nyla Faith, that is your eczema
On your near your
arm.
elbow. Yeah, on your arm.
Oh, yeah, my eczema hurts.
Did you just like run out of there?
I literally did. I didn't buy any of the
I
things I
could
was
not
looking
even
for.
imagine.
And so goes why I have social anxiety.
Literally, that's probably it right there.
I can't go anywhere. 'Cause you never know what's going to come out of your kids' mouths.
Oh my gosh. That it all makes sense now. It's all coming together.
And I would probably say that Nyla Faith is the one who gives me the most embarrassing moments because she started talking at a very young age
Yeah.
and could have full conversations with me at a very young age. And so there were multiple times where she was growing up where it was just walking out of the gym or
Yep.
walking out of the store and just the most random things come out of her mouth.
Yep.
That's Hayden for you.
It's 100% Hey, it's exactly what I was thinking as you were saying that.
Because Hayden be saying some.
He said some off the wall stuff. And I wish I wrote it down because it's like now I'm trying to think of them. I can't think any of them, but like just all of the random stuff.
I know who told us that. It was someone in our life group, I think, that was telling us about writing things down. I wish I would have done the same thing.
Yes.
However, I did it recently when Daxton at dinner last weekend, we were out at On the Border and Daxton said something completely random. I was describing the episode that we had recorded that
Oh,
day
yeah.
to Gary talking about, oh, well, Barbara was talking about budgeting and finances and taxes. And I talked about, I don't like the mental load. And then my 11-year-old Daxton says, hey, so did you know that there is payroll tax and property tax and income tax? And I'm like, yep, I did know that. And he said, so by the way, what's your gross income?
Yeah, that is so crazy.
Why are you saying this to me right now?
Yeah. And Helen had no idea he even knew it.
I had no idea
It's
he knew
so
that thing.
crazy.
Daxton retains things and remembers them for a really long time and then will bring them up at the most random moment.
Yeah.
And he'll remember when he learned it.
That's so crazy.
In kindergarten, I heard that X, Y, and Z happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I just realized I say X, Y, and Z a lot on this podcast.
It's fine. It's just, you're just trying to describe things happen.
So, what's your biggest mom fail?
Oh my gosh.
There's so
There's
many.
so many. There's so many mom fails. The problem is it's like you would feel like it's a mom fail for you, and then you would talk to other people, it's like, that's actually not a mom fail at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I honestly am not sure. The first thing that wasn't even like my fault though. You have yours? Like, so I could think for a minute. I
I
know
have
there's
so
so
many,
many.
Barbara. I literally could go on for, I could write a book on mom
Okay, give me
fails.
an example of one.
Okay, so man, Kason is 18 now, but when he was in first grade, I could be getting the grade wrong. They do like a Valentine's party,
Yeah.
and I completely dropped the ball on remembering he needed to take. And it doesn't matter when you're older, but in
Right.
first grade,
It matters.
it matters to them.
Yes.
I'm supposed to have something to
Yes.
take to my friends. And bless his heart, he remembered the morning of.
Oh no.
And so I dropped that kid off very upset that he had nothing to give to his friends on Valentine's Day
Oh.
for the Valentine party. And I was a stay-at-home mom at the time, so I got to be present at the Valentine party.
Yeah.
And so that was a huge mom fail in the sense that he went to school completely devastated, thinking mom didn't remember or care. And this all goes back to the mental load, you guys.
Yeah,
Like I
absolutely.
was at that time, he was in first grade, but I also had a kid in middle school and then younger ones. And
Mhm.
so I was just devastated. And I remember calling my husband, I don't know what to do. I'm dropping him off and da 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 da. And so the party was at 9:30
Yeah.
in the morning. I probably for the first time ever left my house without full face of makeup and everything and ran to Target and just put something together real
Yes.
quick and then took
Yes.
it to the party to do it. So I redeemed myself, but he went to school feeling like I just didn't care, or who knows what first
I
grade kids
know.
think of, but
Yeah.
in my head I was definitely thinking, I can't believe I let this happen.
Yeah, that does remind me of one.
Okay.
Now, most recent, Hayden, I think it was last year for first grade, they had Grandparents' Day,
Mm,
right? And
mhm.
so they have Grandparents' Day, and I was like, I'm finally gonna like get this my act together for Grandparents' Day this year for him. And so I already had the calendar. I sent it to my mother-in-law because she was like, "Yep, I could make it." I thought it was just like a lunch thing. That's what they used to do.
Mm,
They usually like eat with a loved one, right? And so it
yeah.
was like whoever could come, your grandparent, instead of calling it Grandparents' Day because not everybody had a grandparent, it was eat with a loved one. So I thought it was lunchtime. There's like it's always been.
Mhm.
And I didn't obviously didn't see the email or the multiple text messages they send out or any of the parent square. I didn't see any of those things apparently. So, but I had Linda all mapped out for lunch. She was gonna go. He was so excited. Grandparents' Day. She's gonna be able to show up. And we're driving in the drop off line. So drop off line, I'm taking him in, and then I see on the stupid billboard, it's like donuts with grandparents. So they were supposed to be there like at 7:15.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was like a before school thing. And I was like, so I go look at my phone, like in line. I don't tell Hayden anything yet. I'm like trying to see if I find anything that they sent out. And I was like, oh my gosh, why to tell him right then and there? I said, oh, buddy, I just realized that the grandparents thing was in the morning. And so Remy can't come now. Or I mean, it's already 7:30. Like you have to go to school now. It was awful.
Did she still get to go have lunch with him?
I think she did actually.
Okay.
I just asked, like, I was like, I dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Can you at least go eat lunch? So I think she did that day. She did at least take him lunch.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my
Well,
gosh.
listen,
There,
man, you
there's
said
so
it.
much.
There is email, texts, parents going to
Yeah.
there's so much. I can't even keep up with all of it. So I've stopped
That's the thing.
reading it.
Because there's so many, I just don't read them.
And it's 3 different schools for me right now.
Yeah, we have 4
And
different
so
schools.
I remember that. But back then, I don't feel like they did all of that.
They didn't. They didn't have all the technology.
They
to, like,
sent
stuff.
papers home,
Exactly.
which, like, let me look at the paper.
Yes. Please send the paper home.
Because when I have the paper, it's in a point in the day where I can stop and put it on the calendar
Exactly.
or whatever. But when you're sending a text message or an email at 11 a.m. and I'm at work
Mhm.
and I have to try to remember
Yeah.
to add that to our family calendar, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not going to.
No.
Period. And I don't check my email well, like I should.
well,
Like, because I do my work email, but I just don't do personal email.
I'm the person who hates the little red flags.
I know.
And so if I get an email, I open it, but even if I don't have time to read it, just to get rid of the red
Yeah.
notification.
Yeah.
And then I forget to look back.
Yeah, and for me, I know if there's a paper, I'm gonna put it on literally on the refrigerator. I'll clip it on the
Right.
refrigerator because then it's in my face. Like we both
Yes.
have that. If it's not in our face, we literally
Don't remember.
we don't remember, and it's not because we're purposely
No,
doing
that's the
that. It is
ADHD.
so difficult to because when you have so many things going on and you wear so many hats,
Yeah.
and then it's not a purposeful thing. It's
Well, that's like
out of
this
mind, out of
morning.
sight.
This morning, Friday is our day off, and
Mhm.
so typically I don't get up until I don't get out of bed
Yeah,
until I have to throw on clothes, brush my teeth, and take kids to school.
right.
Because then I come home and do
Same.
all the things. So I was just laying in bed. My husband had already gotten up to get ready for work. And then I'm dozing off and on, and I realize, oh no, 2 things are needed this morning. Kason has to buy his prom tickets today, cash only. And Nyla Faith has to pay for 8th grade, her second payment for 8th grade
Yeah.
cheer today, cash only.
Oh no, we don't ever have cash. I don't know about y'all.
Normally, never. And so I told Gary, I said, oh my gosh. And I had mentioned it earlier in the week to my defense. I did mention it earlier in the week, and so did Kason. But things get out
Get
of
busy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I said, Gary, Nyla Faith needs $250 cash. Kason needs some amount. I don't know, however much prom
Prom.
tickets are.
Yeah.
Somehow he had cash.
Wow.
He sold golf clubs, I think.
Oh, there you go.
And so
By the grace of God.
So he had cash, but I remembered at the last minute, and
Mhm.
had he not had that cash,
Yep.
I don't know what we would have done. I probably would have had to do something I didn't want to do, which would have been finding an ATM to get money and then walking it into the school after I'd already done school drop-offs,
Right.
which would not have went well
No.
for me. I would have been doing anything to avoid that.
Yeah. That's the worst though when you realize the morning, especially the days you're off.
Yes.
Ugh, you're like,
I
dang
just
it.
no. And so, but because all of the things just are in my brain all the time, is I might know them,
Sure.
but there's too much. I forget.
Yeah. Same.
You add my ADHD with perimenopause brain fog and
Literally.
barely sleeping
Mhm.
soundly anyways, and I can't remember anything.
Yeah. I have everything on my calendar. But if it doesn't go on my calendar, then I'm just not gonna remember.
Same.
So
And I also, not only if it doesn't go on my calendar, I'm not going to remember. If it doesn't go on my calendar and notify me.
yeah, that's true. Yep.
So I have like a digital at home
Mhm.
calendar, and I have the notifications come to my phone.
Yeah, that's smart.
And it, I have it set to 15 minutes,
Maybe you need longer.
which isn't that much amount of time, but at least I'm seeing it.
Yeah, that's true. Typically, I'm like, set it for a day ahead
Yeah.
and then set it for 30 minutes ahead.
Yeah, that's
So
a
that
good
I
idea.
see a day ahead. So I'm like, if there's something I need to work on to get like cash, that I can remind Matt or I can go get it.
I've never put things like that on there before.
Yeah.
I need to do that.
Yeah.
That's a good tip, because I put like events
Right.
or practices or whatever, but I've never thought to put something is due
hmm
on the calendar.
Yeah. So then you can see it and then remember that it's due. I mean, I'm not the best at it all still, but or events will remind me. I'll put like in parentheses, get cash, remind the day ahead. Like,
I have asked Gary so many times, I need you to remember this because I can't.
well, they can't either. That's the
I
thing.
know.
That's the thing. Like
I
they're
know.
just as busy as us. And so yeah,
But
it's
I'm
me
like,
super
you don't
frustrating.
have the same amount of things in your brain.
Yeah.
Your brain doesn't hold all the info that my brain
Right.
does.
Right. I know, girl.
And
I know.
so I just sometimes feel like the systems of the school and all of the things are just set up for people who don't have
Yeah.
full-time jobs and other children.
I think that it comes from a place of, we see this too. It's like parents are telling you that, oh, we didn't know about that. We didn't get anything from my kid because paper has to go from the kid home.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
fair.
get that paper. I didn't get this. I didn't know about that. So they're like, well, we're gonna go digital. And we're gonna go digital times 4.
I didn't even think about that.
You know what I
That's
mean? So I think
so
that's
valid.
why they went this route, but it don't work for me. Like, it
No,
just doesn't. It's just too much.
I need the paper.
I need the paper so I can put them in front of my face. Then Matt can see it too. Other kids can see it and remind me.
Mhm.
Even the kids do bring home paper. They're like, "Mom, remember this?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." Like, leave it on the counter.
Yep,
Leave it right there because if
yep,
you move it, then I'm not going to remember what to do.
and I'm gonna hate that piece of paper on the counter
Yes,
so much that
but
it's
I
gonna.
also know I have to have it
Yes,
there, and then
and
I'll throw it away as soon as I'm
that's what's
done.
gonna remind me because
Yep.
I'm like, "I hate seeing this paper
Mhm.
here. I wanna throw it in the trash, but I can't."
Yep.
And so
Yep.
it'll help me remember.
Yeah.
That's what I do
They were
too.
just old school too.
Well, that's fair. We are old-ish.
Ooh.
Oldish?
Hey, I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that.
I'm okay with it too. All right,
Yeah.
so tell me how God showed up for you this week.
I think even through the hard conversations I've had some this week, just kind of a heaviness that I've had in different situations, I can still see that God is stretching me.
Mhm,
And I think even especially in leadership, you're constantly growing in what you're
mhm.
doing. You're constantly being stretched. And a lot of times it's just really not a lot of fun.
No,
It's
it's
just not a lot of fun. But I think it's all for a purpose
mhm,
that God sees something in us.
mhm,
Um, well, number one, I think when that's happening, it's the enemy who is scared of what God is doing through us and in us. And so remembering that and
mhm,
having people remind me of that, and just the Lord being so kind and reminding me that I'm still here.
mhm.
I've got you. And this is going to make you an even better leader.
Yeah,
And it's like, but man, this sucks. This sucks
mhm.
a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not really seeing or hearing, I'm not really seeing what your plan is.
No, but I think back to it's very God
Mhm.
that what I talked about last week
Yeah,
being as part of where God showed up for me and how he used,
absolutely.
everything. I've been thinking about that for you this week because
Mm.
I know how difficult this week's been for you. And I feel that what I said last week of how God has used that difficult time in my
Yeah.
life to just grow my capacity
Yeah.
and is that the right way to
Yeah.
say that? Grow
Yeah.
your capacity? Stretch your capacity, grow
Right.
your capacity,
Absolutely.
whatever. And to just give me a strength I didn't know I could have.
Mhm.
I feel that for you.
Yeah.
It's
Good.
it's not necessarily fun right now, but I do see that like if we were to look back at this moment and now that we have this podcast we can
Mhm.
look back at this moment and think about what happened this week for you, you'll be able to see in a few weeks, a few months, whatever that looks
Yeah.
like, that man, I probably wouldn't be able to be as strong as I am in the next thing
Right.
had I not gone through that.
Right. Exactly.
And
So,
so I've been holding on to that for you this
mhm.
whole week.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. That's
Yeah.
so true. So true. It's a good reminder too.
Yeah.
What about you?
So I feel like this week's moment of where God showed up for me is very similar to a couple weeks ago when I talked about Not of Faith,
Mhm.
remembering the Bible verse because that has continued. She has continued to say that every morning when she gets
Mhm.
out of the car. But this morning, with the money that she had to turn in, we
Mhm.
were getting in the car to leave. And I said, "Do you have that envelope with the money?" And she said, "Oh, no, I got to go grab it." And so she sits her phone down on the middle console of my car and she goes inside. And I'm going to pull up the picture because I took a picture. Uh, Earlier this week, she had said, "I want to put some stickers on my phone case." She just has a clear phone case. And I said, "Okay, you can do that." And so she sits her phone down as she runs inside. Why can't I unlock my phone right now? One. Okay. And she sits her phone down and she goes in the house and I just look down and this one of the stickers is Matthew 6:33.
Mm,
Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you as well.
mm,
And the other little sticker, trust the process.
yeah.
And
Oh, I
I'm
love
sure the
that.
camera can't see it, but, and I just started thinking to myself, she could have added any sticker she wanted to her phone case.
Yeah.
She could have, you know, chosen anything. And she put something on her phone that reminds her and anyone else who sees it
Right. Yeah.
that Christ is first.
Mhm.
And a lot of times I fear that what I do in ministry could push my children further away from the
100%.
Lord. I don't ever want to burn them out on the Lord. And I do trust that he loves them more than I do and is
Mhm.
always going to make sure that his plan for them is
Right.
what wins
But it's
out.
still a very rational
Yeah,
fear. I
because you
understand
hear it
that.
all the
You do
time
hear it all the time.
and it could go either way, right? Like I could burn them out and make them angry or mad or
Right.
sick of the church, or I'm raising them in the right way, which pulls them closer. And
Exactly.
so this was just kind of a little reminder to me
But you're
that
doing a great job, mom.
it's working,
Mhm.
the way I want it to go is happening.
Yeah.
And so I'm just so thankful for those types of moments. And on top of that, she said, "Can we listen to the school playlist this morning?" And the school playlist is a mix of like various Christian and
Yeah.
worship songs. Her favorite one is Yahweh, We Love You right now.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
she
I
always
love
wants to listen to
that.
that. And I just I couldn't be more thankful to the Lord that he has put that in their hearts.
Yeah.
It
It's just so big. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal.
it's a
Anytime we
really
see our
big deal.
kids do those type of things without prompting it.
Hmm.
And I think what we do, we have to not prompt it more than maybe it's somebody
Hmm.
else. I know I find myself that like I'm not pushing it. I'm not
Hmm.
prompting it. I want it to be a natural thing
Yeah.
that the Lord does. And so
Well,
that's
even
really
when she
cool.
gets out of the car. So when I drop her off, I drop my kids off so early that the school doors aren't open yet.
Right. Yeah.
Call that what you will, but
Yep.
I do. And so when I get to her school, she's usually got a group of friends
Mhm.
waiting for her already. And they'll come up to the window of the car and she'll roll it down and she doesn't ever want to get out of the car right away, which I kind of take as a compliment.
Yeah.
It used to bug me. It used to make me feel like, just get out of the car, girl. I gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to the office.
Yeah.
I'm trying to beat our CP there so I can go inside
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
And she'll just sit in the car and listen to music or talk to me or whatever. And it used to drive me nuts. And now I'm very thankful because her friends end up coming to the car
Yeah.
and she'll roll the window down or she'll open the door and then they'll just stand there and I'll get to see them as well.
Yeah.
And with them standing there, she will not waver. She will still say her verses.
I love that.
And she now is saying two of them before she gets out of the car and the music is still playing. And so even in front of her friends, no matter what they think or any of that, she's letting the worship music play and
Mhm.
she's saying her Bible verses regardless.
That's awesome.
And so as much as I would love to just feel like, man, she's just like me and we're not going to be friends
Mhm.
in her
Yep.
teenage
She's
years.
grown so much.
The Lord shows me in these moments that we might butt heads sometimes,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
she's also like me in the way that she wants to put the Lord
Yeah.
first.
So good.
Yeah.
Man, I love that. It's always just so cool to see our kids getting to know the Lord even more and not be afraid of it,
Yeah.
especially in the world that we live in,
Yeah.
you know?
No, I just need my no, he's not 17,
I
18
was
year
saying
old.
that boy is 18 now.
I need him to, and he does, he follows the Lord
He
and
does. He's a good kid.
he loves Jesus and he's a sweet boy. I just feel like sometimes he's wrestling in this age with what the world
Mhm.
says is cool and what he
Right.
feels or knows from what we've taught him. And so
Yeah.
just praying for him too.
Yeah, I think that's a way to go back to where it's gonna be happen. I think it's super normal where we have to go back to they're not our kids, they are the Lord's kids, and what have we planted in them,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep. We
What have
can't control it all.
we can't control it all, and so now it's the time where they turn 18, we have to trust that what we planted in them is now going to grow,
Yep.
and the Lord's now in charge
Yep.
of it,
The
so,
seeds have been planted.
yep. So, it's
God will
gonna
bring the harvest.
absolutely. So, well, thanks for hanging out with us on Called the Chaos.
Yeah. If this episode made you laugh,
or it made you feel just a little less alone.
Make sure you share it with a friend who's also living in the chaos.
We will talk to you next time.
Bye,
Bye,
friends.
friends.